Why are you smiling?
Because I know you're recording.
You ready to go hunting?
No.
You're not ready to go hunting?
I am.
You said you're not.
I am.
Oh my god.
I'm just a little eepy.
Yeah, a little what?
I'm tired.
Is this a new generation term I don't know about?
Eepy means sleepy.
So just say sleepy.
No.
Oh my god. Well, it is Monday, May 5th. Here, coming into the last week of hunting season, Katie Jo hasn't even gone out to turkey hunt. Luckily, everybody got picked today. There's only like 10 dudes here, I think. No one's in the parking lot. We're going to go to a spot me and Dad went a few days ago. We saw a big tom strutting in this cleared out field that the DNR cleared out probably not that long ago. What's so funny?
This video of this turkey attacking this guy on a motorcycle.
We're going to this field over here that the DNR cleared out, and there's a big strutter in there with a hen. Didn't really gobble a whole lot. We haven't heard gobbling really anywhere. I was debating whether to go here or the other spot down south, but the problem with the spot down south is that there's so much foot traffic over there. It doesn't take much for a guy to walk over and spook a bird. But no one's over here, so we're gonna cross this ditch right here and go into these woods and just set up. I do not expect to hear anything this morning. It's rained almost all night. I don't think if it's rained over here, but it was raining by our house like all night. They haven't been gobbling in the morning at all, so we may just sit down and just call today. Decoys are out of the picture. They haven't been working recently. A lot of guys in the check-in station were saying that toms were running away from their decoys, which tracks. So we're probably just gonna go in and set up in the woods for a few hours in the morning, and if we hear a gobble, we'll try to adjust and move to it. Gonna be a grind in the woods today. They're not going in fields, so hopefully we hear something. Said, well, this is extremely typical. I read the weather and there was like no rain all week, and now it's drizzling rain. Hopefully it doesn't last, but man, if we thought we weren't going to hear gobbling this morning, we're definitely not going to hear it now. Hopefully it doesn't last long. Well, that ruined that. I got to where I kind of wanted to be by these pines in this big field, and it's kind of a three-way, and a deer gets up and just starts blowing like crazy, like 20 yards away. Haven't heard a single gobble yet. It's kind of like a misty rain. It's barely raining, but it's pretty wet out right now. Not sure turkey are going to be in the mood to gobble. Not that they have been anyway. We haven't heard almost any gobbles on this side, but this is where I know I've been seeing a tom, and nobody's over here. So that's where we're going to be. We're just going to sit around. I may set up in these pines right here, but we're probably just going to just wait and see if we hear any gobbles. If we hear a gobble and it's a little ways away, we may get a little bit closer and set up, but we're just going to sit and, well, stand, not sit. We're just going to wait, see if we hear anything. I may owl hoot a bit. If we don't hear nothing, we'll just set up, hen call a little bit. It's all we can do when they're shutting up and they're staying in the woods. But as soon as that sun comes out, these turkey are going to head to a field, and if the sun ever comes out, we may just move to this field in front of us and just wait, and hopefully a tom nearby is going to come out and poke around and eat and strut in this field. These pines right now. Me and Katie thought we heard drumming, but we can't be sure. Did you hear that? I swear we hear drumming like right behind us. But we had a lot of deer blow when we were So I hope that doesn't shut him up. Jojo, hey. If we hear a tom gobble behind us, we have to move right there. We can't sit right here. So we're gonna have to move like right there. We think we hear droning behind us, but I'm not sure. It's raining. I've heard no gobbles this morning anywhere. I'm gonna do a fly down hen and just cluck a little bit and see what happens. Well, we sat there for about 35 minutes and a big hen walked out in that field and I thought, oh, Tom's gonna walk out any minute. Nope, no Tom. Of course. She might have a nest over there. That may have been the same hen I saw earlier. I don't know if that Tom got shot. If he ain't around, I don't know. Heck, maybe it was the Tom my dad killed. I don't know. He honestly shot it not that far from here. There's got to be more birds in here, though. We still haven't heard a single gobble, so we're going to walk around and call. If we don't hear anything, we may move and do something. We'll see. All we can do is walk around and call and try to find a bird. I kind of wanted to sit and just with that hen in that field, but I'm not just going to sit if there's no toms nearby. Well, I accidentally stepped on this. Looks like somebody got turkey egg, and right nearby, I think that's an old feather. I don't think that's new, but hopefully a varmint didn't totally just raid a turkey's nest. I don't see any other eggs anywhere else. I think that's the first turkey egg I've ever seen chewed up just randomly on a pathway.
Dad and I have seen eggs all over the place in two before.
Really?
On the tracks.
Well, that's not a good sign. Definitely don't want to see that. What's going on? It's a little past 9 o'clock. Me and Katie Joe went and got something to eat. We were driving around and man, we were seeing strutters everywhere on private land. We saw about 6 strutters in one field. I mean, it's really aggravating. We're seeing absolutely nothing. Winamac, nothing is gobbling, but we did see a big bird in this field. I didn't want to stop and spook it. I don't know what it is. It was alone. Possibility it's a tom, but we're gonna find out. I know there's birds in here. They're just not gobbling. They're not making noise. But we're gonna go over here and check this field out. Maybe it's a tom. And if not, we'll just walk around and try to call one in. It's a grind. It's cloudy. It's not sunny, and it's kind of chilly out. Still wet out from this morning. It's gonna take us a little bit to get to this field, but hopefully there's a tom there. There's literally a strutter right in this field. Katie Joe's sitting right there. I'm trying to call it to us. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but he's right there. I don't know how he didn't see us. He's about 60 yards. Katie Joe's sitting right there at the tree. Hopefully, I'm trying to call him to us. He's like right there. So for whatever reason, That tom vanished in that field. But there's another tom gobbling down this big, long grass fire lane. He gobbled twice at us. He sounds like he's 120, 130 yards. We started calling and he shut up. So we're just gonna wait. Sit here and wait. Maybe he comes by, I don't know. It's exciting. There's a bunch of toms in this area for whatever reason. No one's here. He's not answering anymore. He only gobbled 2 times. It sucked. We had a tom in this field, and we almost boogered him. But we stepped back and got set up, and he gobbled twice. I don't know if maybe he walked through the wood line and saw us. And there's another tom that was gobbling way over here, and he answers 3-4 times, and then he shut up and never came in. So we're gonna go originally to the first field where we thought we saw a tom, and hopefully we see one, because it seems like every time I try to hen call, they vanish. If I can't hen call, what can I do? See what happens. Today's been a pretty, I wouldn't say it's uneventful, but it's been pretty hard. Just been sitting around, walking around. We got really close to that one tom, driving around, and every single time there's a spot where I wanted to go to. There's a dude there. So we're going to a spot, not really a spot, we're in an area that we haven't hunted all season. I just heard a gobble, but I know there's people who have a pet turkey over here, so it's probably what I heard. But across the road here is private land, and I've been seeing a huge strutter with a bunch of hens, and it's possible they could have crossed over here. We only got an hour left, so we're just gonna go around and call, and then she's gonna hunt some private land. I'm gonna head on home, but we'll see if we can make it happen in this last hour.
Well, it's May the 9th? Mm-hmm. May the 9th. We're getting to the last weekend of turkey season. Public land here in Indiana. Man, last few days or so, barely here, and the gobbling's just been almost non-existent. It's probably just so much pressure. People just all over the place walking around. These birds are they're just not doing much. But I know there's birds in here. There's got to be, but right now they're just tight-lipped. Nothing on the roost. Calling a little bit, nothing on the ground. But hopefully, we just sit here and call for a little while, see if we can get anything to answer. If not, we'll just get up and move around and see what happens. But trying to get Mama a bird. She's a next one up on the list. JoJo had a couple days this week, but she wasn't able to get on a bird. But so we'll see what happens today. Hopefully we get something to come in at some point and get Mama her first bird. So we'll see what happens.
The 2025 turkey season kind of came to a screeching halt. Mom and Dad and my brother and sister went out multiple times, and the result was always the same. No turkey were gobbling. No toms were strutting in the fields. I really don't think there were even much birds on the public land we were hunting. We heard them in the morning, but they would always go right to private land. My brother and my sister went out a few times and heard some gobbles in the morning, but really had absolutely no success. It was completely dead. And although the state of Indiana killed over 15,000 birds for the second straight year, and for the last 3 years have had some of the best seasons, I'm starting to think this was a public land issue where we were hunting. And this was proven later on in the season when I went to another area that we didn't hunt because we just assumed it was overhunted, and I had 3 strutters around me immediately. So lesson learned. This private land was just overrun by guys. And hopefully next year we won't have that problem. But we got one more video coming out for Michigan, and I'm super excited to bring that to you guys. So yeah, see you then.